right?
What happens in
happened,
BC when the automation comes into your commissions? Because everybody's talking like at some point commissions are going to get cut because, right? You've even said that before, TK. Like commissions are getting cut at some point in the future for sure, right? Just because of technology,
is
right?
deflationary for commissions for sure.
For sure. So you guys are fucked out there.
I actually 100% disagree with that comment.
Perfect. Let's go.
100%. I'll give you two things. I'm going to make notes here. First is how we got here. And then second is why we won't go down.
Okay.
So how we got here. BC used to have 7% across the board.
Well, that's a major smackdown.
Right? No, but what they did is when house prices got to the unimaginable price of $100,000, agents went,
crazy.
Even I don't feel good about charging this much
with
more.
a good conscience. I can't.
So I'm only going to charge 7% on the first 100,000. And then I'm going to charge 2.5% on the balance.
Were these guys are BC, like they're on
Alberta,
mushrooms
like that,
and smoking weed and all nice to everybody.
That's exactly who's doing it. Yeah.
Right.
So that's what they did though. Cause there was so much pushback that we can't go 7%. You guys are like Ontario at the time was mostly 6%. So you couldn't do that. Right. So they were like, okay, we got so much pushback. We're going to go down to 2.5% on the balance. And then it's always been 46% goes to the buyer's agent. 54% goes, to the listing agent or listing team or whatever, right? So that's always been the split. So 2.5 was the regular Competition Bureau, don't sue me, the regular commission you would see here. But since competition has increased, since I've been in the business, that is now 7 and 3. And the reason for that is there's so much competition that the listing agent has to put in so much more marketing into the property to win the listing that they have to charge more. So
win the listing.
So competition should drag our fees down because more people offering more service means there's going to be a cheaper way to do it. But competition currently in its current state here in BC anyway, has created so much that agents had to charge more, otherwise they couldn't make any money, right? And they got fewer listings, so they had to charge more. And the expectation out of the agent and the marketing became greater, right? Like when I got in the business, 2009, you would, get a point and click Nikon camera and you would go take your own photos. That doesn't happen anymore. Well, that does happen still, but those guys don't get any business. And everybody else is like, videos and whatever, drone footage and whatever. So when you bring in all that competition to say, hey, hopefully we can get prices down, it has actually done the opposite here. So we have the lowest commissions, but they are going up as a result of probably too many people in the business.
And I don't disagree with what you said there, because actually the same thing has probably happened here as more people are adding in all these little fluff things like I'm going to decorate your home with pillows and I'm going to put a blanket and his towels are going to go over top of the edge of the bathtub. And, you're going to pay me thousands of dollars for this, and the fake fruit and all that stuff. And then, other videos and things. And we're going to do
TK.
So that commissions have gone up because of that in those markets, actually.
Totally. So one of the things, I'm going to say TK at least 10 more times.
That's okay.
One of,
I approve.
One of the things, for instance, like if I was listing your place, TK, what we would do is I would come in, okay, I'm 5% or whatever, but like you got trouble, there's like, it's a mess, it needs painted, whatever. Tell you what, TK, 6%, and I'll send in my painter, I'll send in my cleaning crew, whatever.
Exactly.
So as you add more services that the client needs or thinks they need, you can continue to charge more. And the expectation is now that you do charge more.
So I'm one of those guys where I know my opinions change quickly, and so I'm not going to hang on to for dear life on my opinion about technology being deflationary here, because you bring up great points. And so maybe I'm wrong, but my point was basically because of technology, it's going to make realtors' jobs easier. So it means that, maybe, and I'm talking about like tech here. I'm not going into like 2025 here. I'm talking about like 2030, 2040, where we could do more virtual showings, where we're utilizing more VR or augmented reality. We've got virtual assistants. We've got, you know, tools that are able to really make the business model of real estate more efficient. And because it's going to be very highly tech leverage, it's going to eliminate a lot of people who aren't going to be able to compete with those people, because the younger people now are going to be very like tech centric, where they're like, I have to get those services. Otherwise, who are you? You're a dinosaur. I don't even want to deal with you. And so it'll create a smaller market for people, which means that agents could have less competition, which would mean that they could afford to charge less per, because their time is being leveraged, and therefore create a better opportunity for more young savvy buyers who want to pay less commission. And everybody wins, because if I'm doing more business, but I'm charging less, but I'm not using more time because I'm leveraging technology, I make the same amount of money at the end of the year. Everybody wins. So that was my sort of take on it.
So yeah, technology is obviously going to be deflationary. When people say, okay, it's going to come in and revolutionize our industry, I say I need to see what it is first, because I don't get it. Because I think the people working on the technology in our industry don't know the industry. They just have this crazy idea of like, wouldn't it be cool if I could slap on my VR and see 6 houses today? Yeah, that would be cool. But
I'd buy it. But a real buyer's like, what? I don't even get to see the house. What am I walking through?
Totally. So when I'm working with that buyer, like they want to go see it, they want to go touch it. I was joking with a friend of mine that actually works in real estate development tech, and I was like, okay, but what about the smell in the house? And now his answer is a good one. One day they are going to come up with a device that goes in there, smells the house for you while you're doing the virtual tour, and sends it to you. Maybe. Is that here today?
If that's an idea, it's going to come. Not for a while, but it's coming.
They're going to have it on that, so you can smell that.
They built the pyramids. Okay, we're going to figure this one out.
But that, like, I just don't see it in the way people are thinking about it. It is not going to be, let me just buy a house with a click. I don't think that is where we're going to go. Will there be tools brought in so the people can be better educated and the agents can provide better service? For sure. But there has to be some sort of incentive to bring those people or to use that service. And I'm not seeing it yet.
We have a guy, Art Dadson, very quickly, New Brunswick, investment focused realtor, sold hundreds of homes, one of the top agents in New Brunswick, probably. Like he does really well. Doesn't show any houses to any buyers at all. He only sells to out of province buyers through video tours that he records with his GoPro and everything else like that. His whole model from day one, he got into the business as an investor and started to find a service, and he's like a top realtor. So there are people out there. Check out
that's
the video we did with Art. It's right here.
That's what Steve's saying though. The difference with Art is Art's an investor who got into real estate, and he's doing it in a way where he needs it done, and he's providing the same service to people like him, right?
But
whereas a lot of
let's say this, he's also providing probably to investors who have a little bit more money to burn usually. And is he doing it at Toronto or Vancouver value price properties?
No.
Right. I've seen what can you get in New Brunswick for 200 grand, 20 acres?
He's doing investment properties. So some of them are millions of dollars because they're 30 units or whatever, but they're definitely a different type of buyer. I totally agree. So some of them maybe we need the smell-o-meter to do the end users, right?
Yeah. So it's coming. I would be silly to say it's never coming, but I don't see it now. And I've never seen anything that's like, that is better. Because when my clients come to me, they're like, how quickly can I go see this house? Not how fast can you get me the virtual tour?